Hello, Assalamualaikum. So finally, after a lot of motivation and persuasion, I decided to record a lecture, especially for my students who constantly nag me for revision, and I can't do that. Repeating my lecture again and again. Sorry for being rude, but that's the reason basically for this channel and for recording my lecture. So today. I'll be making small videos of 5 minutes only in which I will record my lecture, and I hope you guys like it. And if you like it, then please subscribe to my channel and tell others about it, because and give me feedback as well, so that I know what topics to include, and if I am going right, my pace is right or not. I really need a good feedback here. So today my lecture is Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Okay. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was basically a social reformer. He was born in 1817 in Delhi. Okay, and he belonged to a very respectable family. His father was his father emphasized good on education. So Syed Ahmad Khan mastered in mathematics and algebra and Arabics in a very early age, and he was a very good student. But later, when he had to decide about his career, he chose to work with British. That was something triggering in his family, because his family was a bit conservative, and they were against British rule in the Indian subcontinent. Let me tell you about the situation at that time. At that time, when Sir Syed was growing up, it was the time when the War of Independence has actually occurred. Then Sir Syed got his job and he became the judge and the chief justice. So the War of Independence has actually occurred, and the British has blamed all the occurrence of the War of Independence and Indian mutiny to Muslims. Muslims were suffering a lot. They were in miserable condition. They were not getting education properly. They were not getting the rights in the civil services. They were unemployed. So the condition of the Muslims were very poor at that time. So Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was closely working with the British, and he knew how British works and the mechanism and the long-term planning which British intends to do for everything. So Sir Syed Ahmad Khan decided to do something about the Muslims, and it was a little bit different than the other reformers, because Sir Syed Ahmad Khan had some modern beliefs, and he told Muslims that they should accept that the British are now the rulers. The British are now no longer the invaders, they are now the rulers. Okay? And they should accept that Muslims are under the rule of the British. Once they will accept the fact that Muslims are under the rule of the British, they will learn the mechanism to survive and to struggle under the rule of the British. If they will not accept the fact, so they will do crazy things to drive British out of the India, and which will be the impossible thing now, because according to Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, the war and the fight and the aggression will bring out nothing. It will make the situation worse. So Sir Syed Ahmad Khan tried to convince Muslims with his few services, which we will discuss, and you can see on the board. You can take screenshot. You can message me on my Instagram. I'll send you the notes and the PowerPoints if you want, if anybody wants it. So basically, so what Sir Syed believed? Sir Syed believed that Muslims should accept the British rule, and they should learn the mechanism to struggle and to survive in the British Empire. Now, what were those mechanisms? For the mechanisms, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan started his Aligarh movement. In Aligarh movement, first he thought that the Muslims must clear their image in front of the British, that Muslims are not only to blame for the War of Independence. Number one, Sir Syed wanted that the British should not blame Muslims only for the War of Independence. Number two, okay, you should learn these facts on the fingertip, so that whenever the questions come, a 7-mark question in which you have to explain 3 reasons, you can just write paragraph in your own words if you have the idea clear in your head. Okay? Number two, Sir Syed wanted that Muslims must get Western education. And number three, Muslims should be politically aware about their rights, so that they can भी क्या कहते हैं, हिंदूज़ के साथ साथ उनके हमकदम होकर चले। हिंदूज़, क्योंकि हिंदूज़ जो थे वो वेस्टर्न एजुकेशन हासिल कर रहे थे, ठीक है, और मुस्लिम्स जो थे वो थोड़े पीछे रह गए थे। तो उन एजुकेशन की बेस पे हिंदूज़ को जॉब्स भी मिल रही थी और मुस्लिम्स अनएम्प्लॉयड रह गए थे, क्योंकि उनको इंग्लिश बिल्कुल नहीं आती थी, कैम्ब्रिज के बारे में या एजुकेशन के बारे में उन्हें कोई आइडिया नहीं था। तो इट वॉज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर सर सैयद अहमद ख़ान दैट मुस्लिम्स acquire Western education, and they should know about how the political system of the British works, and only through this way Muslims can make their lives better in the Indian subcontinent. That's how Sir Syed Ahmad Khan think, and I guess I agree as well that this was the right approach of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, because fighting can do nothing. So what he did to remove misunderstanding between Muslims and British, and to clear the image in the head of the British about the Muslims, that they were the responsible for the War of Independence, first he wrote the pamphlet on causes of the Indian revolt. And in his pamphlet he actually wrote all the actual reasons why Muslims went that far, that they started fighting with the British, that the Christian missionaries came into India. They were converting Muslims into Christianity. Secondly, many interference religions, many religious interference, ठीक है, into the Muslim community. Thirdly, the Greece Carthage incident. Sir Syed explained them all, ठीक है, and he circulated the free copies in his office, in the British Parliament, to his friends, to which many British read the article, read the pamphlet. Some got annoyed, but some actually got the idea that why Muslims were so against them, ठीक है, and participated in the war. This was the biggest achievement of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan according to me. Then he also wrote a book, Alzab-e-Bagawat-e-Hind, same on the detailed reasons of the War of Independence. He cleared the word nadarat for Muslims. What is the word nadarat? Actually, the word nadarat, British thought Muslims used this word as an abusive or as a negative remarks for the British. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan cleared this misunderstanding, and he told that this word came out from the word nasir, which means to help, and the British and the Muslims thought of British as their helper, not something negative or abusive. So Sir Syed cleared that misunderstanding. He also started writing the Tabyin al-Kalam, in which he pointed out the similarities between Muslims and Christianity, Islam and Christianity, so that he can tell Muslims that it is not forbidden to sit with the British, to eat with British, to have friendly relations with them. They are also Ahle Kitab, and they also hold the book. Only they do, yes, kufr, but you can be friends with them, and Holy Prophet has allowed us to do that, ठीक है. तो Sir Syed Ahmad Khan wrote Tabyin al-Kalam to point out those similarities between British, Islam and Christianity. Okay, I hope you got my point. So due to these things, due to these points, Sir Syed cleared a little image of the Muslims in front of the British, and British actually क्या कहते हैं, saw Muslims in different light, saw Muslims in different perspective after these things which Sir Syed Ahmad Khan did, and it upgraded the position of Muslims in the Indian subcontinent and in front of the ब्रिटिश, ठीक है. दैट नफरत और वो हेट्रेड एंड द फीलिंग ऑफ एक दूसरे को बर्दाश्त नहीं करना, वो चीज़ जो है वो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता सर सैयद ने ख़त्म की, मुस्लिम्स के दिल से भी और ब्रिटिश के दिल से भी, विच वॉज हिज ग्रेटर अचीवमेंट. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, सर सैयद अहमद खान ऑल्सो डिड फ्यू सर्विसेज इन द एजुकेशन सेक्टर, एज ही थॉट and he emphasized that education is the most important thing which Muslims must do in order to survive in the Indian subcontinent, in order to get the jobs, in order to get into the military or the civil services, to do any business. He thought that the English education is the most important and Muslims should update themselves. Okay? He opened several schools in Ghazipur and Muradabad. Then he set up a scientific society in which his workers used to translate the research papers and English researches and English papers into Urdu, so that Muslims must get access to the papers and everything in Urdu as well, and it promoted the Urdu language too. Because if someone is doing PhD or doing the research or doing any publication or writing a journal, and if they want to acquire knowledge about certain things, obviously at that time we did not have any media or internet or Google, so people used to go to library and read. So if they had material in Urdu, it would be beneficial for them and they will get higher education in that way. So it was a good thinking of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan to think like that. He started Aligarh Institute Gazette, and then the most important of his educational services was this MAO, Mohammedan Anglo Oriental College, which he started. I'm sorry, Mohammedan se mujhe yaad aaya, I just missed one point here. He also wrote a book which was named as Loyal Mohammedans of India. Please do make a note, Loyal Mohammedans of India, in which he write down all the names of the people, ठीक है, which remained loyal to the British during War of Independence, including himself. As Sir Syed Ahmad Khan did not participate in the war, he gave refuge to the British women and children in his home, ठीक है, in Bijnor. So basically, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan wrote the names of all the Muslims who remained loyal to the British during the War of Independence. So that was the Loyal Mohammedans of India. Let's come back to the MAO college. MAO school and college was Mohammedan Anglo Oriental School. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan visited Cambridge University, Oxford. He acquired the system, that how the Western education system works out, and then he wanted to open a university, of which he did not get permitted, unko permission nahi mili. So he opened a school, MAO, and it was later converted into a college. It was the first school and college which provided Islamic education plus the English education. So it was very beneficial for Muslims, because Muslims, if they were reluctant to go their children to the missionary schools or the English schools, they can send their children to this school and college where the Islamic education will also happen. So MA school and college. And lastly, Mohammedan Educational Conference. In Mohammedan Educational Conference, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, the idea was to bring all the educationists or all the elite class members of around the India on one platform to discuss the future education of the Muslims. It was not any political platform. The Mohammedan Educational Conference, ठीक है, it used to occur once in a month. It started in 1886. It occurred once in a year, in which all the educationists gather along with Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, and they used to discuss that what can be done about the future education of the Muslims, how we can make it better. Acha, ठीक है, तो all these things, and later when you will study the All India Muslim League, you will learn that this is the Mohammedan Educational Conference, which later converted into a political party. All the members, they decided to come together and make a political organization, All India Muslim League. So all this thing which Sir Syed Ahmad Khan did, it did have a political impact, future impact on the Muslims. Okay, this brings Muslims closer to the British. Okay, British gave them opportunity and chances in civil services and other sectors. Okay, in future, British agreed to their demand of the political party and separate electorates. Okay, all these things, it gave confidence to the Muslims. Okay, many political leaders got educated from his school and college. This Mohammedan Educational Conference later turned into a political party. So whatever Sir Syed Ahmad Khan did, it had a long-term impact in the Muslims, in the future of the Muslims in Indian subcontinent, and we will also discuss his political beliefs in the next video, and we will sum up his importance. One more thing, when Sir Syed started telling Muslims that they should get Western education, what happened then many ulamas contradicted him, ठीक है, and said that he has become a non-Muslim, or he is spreading the un-Islamic practices in India, and what is this English education? Muslims should not get it. They become vulgar and they will become Christian, whatever, ठीक है. So what Sir Syed Ahmad Khan did, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan published a journal called Tehzeeb ul-Ikhlaq. What he did in that, he asked different Muslims and educationists around the India that whether Muslims should get Western education or not. So many of them believed and said yes, Muslims must get the Western education. Sir Syed published all the consent letters from the different people around the India in his journal, so that he can show this to ulama that he is not the only one who believed that Muslims must get English education. Other people must get it as well. So let's not drag the lecture further. I hope you like it. I hope I did not get too fast, but it's my first video. You can pardon me for that. You will give me feedback and I will improve, inshallah. Anyhow, you can subscribe to my channel for further videos, and bye bye.